Hey, what's up everybody? It's the People's Crypto. I'm back again with another video. In this video, I'm going to talk about President Donald Trump's statements on Bitcoin from this Forbes magazine and previous statements he's had on Bitcoin in the past. So this article from Forbes magazine is from June 10th, 2020. It says Donald Trump said Bitcoin is based on thin air, but Wall Street is buying en masse. So the article goes on to say U.S. President Donald Trump said the value of Bitcoin and cryptocurrencies are based on thin air, yet Wall Street is increasingly investing in Bitcoin. Grayscale, an investment firm that enables institutions to invest Bitcoin through publicly traded vehicles, saw 88% of its investments come from institutional investors in the first quarter of 2020. Fidelity, which manages $2.46 trillion in assets, found in a survey that about 1/3 of institutions in the US and Europe are invested in cryptocurrencies. Following the lead of billionaire investor Paul Tudor Jones, data shows that institutions are beginning to perceive Bitcoin as a store of value. If we take a look at this chart, you can see the growth from January 2020, February 2020, March 2020. And it's consistently increasing. This total amount is 388.9 million. So the article continues to go on to say, in July 2019, President Trump criticized Bitcoin and crypto assets. He said their value is highly volatile and is not considered as money. President Trump wrote, "I'm not a fan of Bitcoin and other cryptocurrencies, which are not money and whose value is highly volatile and based on thin air. Unregulated crypto assets can facilitate unlawful behavior, including drug trade and other illegal activity." The irony in his statement is that the US dollar is used for unlawful behavior, drug trade, and other illegal activity. So there's actually some pretty funny irony in his statement. So he's right, but he's also wrong, because practically any currency can be used for unlawful behavior, drug trade, and other illegal activity. You could go to any country and their primary currency, they'll use it to exchange for prostitution, gambling, the buying of drugs, and other contraband. So that could be applied to any currency. So he's right, but I mean, come on, every currency that people use has it's private money. You can do whatever you want with it. So he is extremely wrong, but also right. But that's absolutely nothing to frown upon. The US dollar is used for that, and so are many other currencies. I think the tweet, I have a picture of it. "I'm not a fan of Bitcoin and other cryptocurrencies which are not money and whose value is highly volatile and based on thin air. Unregulated crypto assets can facilitate unlawful behavior, including drug trading and other illegal activities." And that was last year, July 11th, 2019. But I don't know how I feel about that. But if you didn't know, almost all fiat currencies go back to their intrinsic value of zero. According to Ethereum, this quote says, according to a study of 775 fiat currencies by dollardays.org, there is no historical precedent for a fiat currency that has succeeded in holding its value. 20% failed through hyperinflation, 21% were destroyed by war, 12% destroyed by independence, 24% were monetarily reformed, and 23% are still in circulation, approaching one of the other outcomes. It says the average life expectancy for currency is 27 years, with the shortest lifespan being 1 month. Founded in 1694, the British pound sterling is the oldest fiat currency in existence, and at a ripe age of 317 years. It must be considered a highly successful fiat currency. However, Success is relative. The British pound was defined as 12 ounces of silver, so it's worth less than 1/200th or 0.5% of its original value. In other words, the most successful long-standing currency in existence has lost 99.5% of its value. And this is the history of failed fiat currencies. We have the Roman denarius, the Chinese flying paper money, World War I Germany. We have France's livres, assignats, and francs. Recently failed currency failures: Argentina, in 1998, the Russian ruble, currently Zimbabwe, and also Venezuela. Oh, and also the Turkish lira. But it also says here, it says the US dollar in trouble. Unfortunately, the current US dollar has all the characteristics of all previously failed fiat currencies. For instance, since its issue in 1913, the US dollar has lost 92% of its value. Even after revaluation in 1934, the US dollar dropped another 41% in value. The US has currently been increasing the supply of dollars by 13% every year to pay off its debt. Due to this, the dollar is losing its value at an alarming rate. The US dollar remains one of the cusps, and only the future will tell which direction the currency will take. So, with Trump's statement and the way things are headed with quantitative easing, which is the printing of money, and they're printing money at an incredibly insane rate, the US dollar will probably fail sometime in the future. Now, where does this leave us with Bitcoin? It presents a great opportunity for individuals to preserve their wealth, because I think the Federal Reserve is keeping interest rates. I think they're gonna have interest rates still at 0, or they're not changing interest rates, or they're not gonna change it, or they're not gonna go negative rates, something like that. But ideally, we're gonna see hyperinflation in the US dollar, and the cost of living is going to be insane in the future. And we are already starting to see that with the food prices in the US. So I would suggest, well, what I'm doing personally is I'm going to be buying Bitcoin. I'm going to be buying more. The US dollar days are numbered. It's only a matter of time before it goes to its intrinsic value of 0. Now, he's the president of the United States, so obviously President Trump is going to, defend the dollar as he's supposed to. But realistically speaking, if they continue to do quantitative easing, they have no choice but to continue to print out money. We're in a lose-lose situation if you decide to stay in USD. So I would suggest, if anyone is watching this video or listening, I would highly suggest if you're not sure about Bitcoin, that's absolutely fine. I would say either get gold and silver, but you have to figure out a way to exit this current monetary system, because it will fail sometime in the future. We don't know when exactly, but things are not looking well. They're printing out tons of money. The stock market makes absolutely no sense. The fundamentals are off. Nothing just makes any sense. And ironically, Japan's stock market, I believe in the 80s, performed exceptionally well, and then it tanked and it never recovered. Now, you can look this up. This is actual facts. So it appears that the United States is headed somewhat in the same direction as Japan. So I implore you to do your own research. If you're skeptical about Bitcoin, that's absolutely fine. I would definitely suggest looking into acquiring some gold and silver while it's still available, because a lot of the sellers of gold and silver online, they're actually running out, because smart investors that know what's coming have been buying gold and silver en masse. So just brace yourself, because the future is not looking so great as it pertains to fiat currencies, because it's not just the US dollar, it's all the world's central banks are using quantitative easing and just printing out tons and tons of money, and that's going to essentially lead to fiat currencies failing globally. So just figure something out. I would say Bitcoin, Ethereum, Litecoin even. Just figure out a way to exit the current monetary system, because it's going to fail. It's going to collapse sometime in the future. We just don't know when or how long this can go on for, but it can't go on for too much longer. If you're not interested in crypto, that's fine. I would say gold and silver at least, but you have to figure something out, because putting your money in a bank, you're not going to be getting any interest at all for a very, very long time. Savers are getting punished with the way things are playing out right now. So you have to do something to preserve your wealth. So let's just take a look at the current crypto prices. And we have Bitcoin at 98.97, Ethereum at 248.41, Tether at $1, XRP at 20 cents, Bitcoin Cash at 256.79, Bitcoin SV at 193.28, Litecoin at 46.59, Binance Coin at 17.45, EOS at 2.46, and Cardano's at 8 cents. So that's going to do it for this episode. Please like and subscribe, and please share this video, and I will see you guys at another time.